Hello, Steve White, Steve Arts 89. Well, I just want to talk about something that I guess Madonna fans are familiar with this. Like, there are a lot of Madonna songs that don't have videos, and particularly some standouts, of course, Rescue Me, stuff like that, that should have had a video. And a lot of people try and make videos for songs, and sometimes it can work and it can be amazing. Other times it's just a mess, and I don't know why they bother. It's like, I don't need a video for this song just to listen to it, like just to fill 4 minutes. Like, and I don't know, some people think that, you know, they're artistic and what they're doing is great. Other times I think people just throw it in just because it's a video, it gets a click, you know, it's content. But someone who does a really good job of remastering videos and has a very successful YouTube channel and has his own smaller website with videos on it for Madonna is Dan K. Dan.K, because if you write Dan K and then Madonna, it just says Dank Madonna. So I'm like, why do you start putting the dot there? Oh, because if otherwise it just looks like Dank Madonna. So Dan K, Madonna's videos, Madonna videos. He did edit of Extreme Occident. Now he does mention on his site that Madonna liked this video, and I think she shared it on her Instagram, and that was of course very exciting to him. And having, you know, one of your comments liked by Madonna on Instagram or some social media site does make you feel very excited. You know, she did it with one of mine once, but if his, it was something creative, so he put it up, and I guess he's kind of proud of it. But I watched it and I was really disappointed because I assumed he would have just used footage and images from the Madam X era. It was Extreme Occident, but he just threw in a bunch of random stuff, and I'm like, oh, why did he do that? I find, like I said, a lot of people do that, and if there's enough footage and video from that era, or connected or sort of close to that era, you should be able to make a video without having to go back. And the worst thing you can do is use video or B-roll or scenarios that are recognizable from other music videos in the one you're doing. And he did that as well. He had some shots from some of the other videos. I can't remember which ones they were, and I'm like, as soon as you do that, as soon as you're watching a music video for a song and you see footage from other music videos, you know, because clearly this doesn't have a video and you're just filling it, it just takes you right out of it, and it's like the worst thing people can do. But I just sort of want to talk about that for a minute, because I've noticed that with a lot of videos, and I sort of think, why are you making this video if you don't have the footage to make a video about this, for the video, like the song? Why are you doing it? Because there are a lot of examples of video from photo shoots and promotions and stuff like that that's beautiful, that was never really used, because usually they just have the camera running when they're doing photo shoots and that, because you've got the makeup and the hair and the scenery and everything, and you can always use that footage for something later, and often they do, sometimes they don't, and just kind of gets wasted. Like for example, the Ray of Light photo shoot, I think there's footage from that being used in the Gone, Gone, Gone video. It could be AI turning the photos into moving photos. I'm unsure, because I think I've seen footage of the Ray of Light photo shoots before, so I think that is actual video, but I haven't confirmed it. But like, if you can stay on point, stay on theme, and connect, even if you've got video from different photo shoots, as long as it's around the same era and you can connect it tonally or with a theme or something, or maybe you can just go for contrast, that can work sometimes as well. But it has to be some sort of connection, some logic to it. I see people making these videos that have no logic, no theme or tone, nothing seems, it's just a mess of stuff. And that really only works if you're doing like, you know, like a mega mix or something, and you're trying to capture like a kaleidoscope of Madonna, you know, personalities and reinventions. That works. But if you're trying to, you know, do a video for one song that is about one subject or one theme or one feeling from one era, you have to have some consistency, and that can be difficult if there's only a few shots. Now, some good examples of this are Spotlight. There were some promo videos for Pioneer done in Japan around that time to promote the Who's That Girl tour, and some people have edited Spotlight music videos using that footage, and some of it is really good. It works, until one of them ruined it because they started putting in shots from Who's That Girl. As soon as I saw Who's That Girl, I'm out. Before that, I was really believing I was watching a Madonna video for Spotlight, even though I know it's not, but it really worked until he did that. And even just doing little things to stretch the footage, like maybe adding color that's not in there, reversing shots and stuff like that, and mirroring them and stuff like that. As bad as that sounds, sometimes it can really work. Whereas other people, like, I know the lamest thing I saw was some of Madonna's official remix videos for remix versions of the songs. They just put like filters over every other shot, like squiggles and just different colors, and it didn't work. Now, when she did that with Turn Up the Radio, they sort of just put a color filter over the whole thing and just used alternative video. It really kind of worked. It was subtle. It differentiated it from the main video, but it still felt like the song from the video and the video from the song. So that kind of works. So yeah, I just sort of want to talk about that for a minute, because I know there are other Madonna fans who have watched a million videos, some good, most bad, that are on. Well, you're there for the song, for a demo or a remix or something, and you get a video as well. And sometimes they're great. Sometimes they really aren't. Like, for example, Rescue Me never had a proper video. I'd love to see one, because there is a little bit of footage and a lot of photos from around that time. And that with a lot of... I saw someone try to do it. They had footage of storms and rain and stuff like that. And they almost had it, but then they started putting in inserts from like Blonde Ambition and stuff. And Vogue and stuff. And it just didn't work. But until then, it's like they started with a theme and they're going, they ran out of footage and just started throwing anything in. And I'm like, damn, that was working, but then it failed. So I just wanted to comment on that for a minute. And I'm curious what other people think of these sort of fan-made videos, because some of them are brilliant, they work, they use footage from things that were beautiful that we wish had been something, had been a film or something like that, and they give it like a second life, and that is really works, it's beautiful. And other times it's just, freaking salad. Everything's just chopped up and thrown in. It's just a mess, and it's just like, I'm just going to listen. I'm just going to put my screen up and go into a window, do something else, because there's nothing to watch here. But yeah, Extreme Occident sadly is one of those. It has a few moments where the footage is sort of the stuff constructed and it works quite well, but then it goes into the next lot and it sort of doesn't work. So it's not really a review of his Extreme Occident video. It's really just my thoughts on fan videos in general and when they work and when they don't. And I'm curious what other people think of that. Like, do you really care? Are you hoping to get like a video for a song that you love, or are you expecting something like that to come from fans? Because a lot of times it feels like laziness from Madonna, where they could have made a video for something, and some of the audio videos where it's just like official audio, and they just have like for example, Crave. There's like, I think it was 3 shots that just repeat over and over again from the original video. And I'm like, they could have had a few more shots, a little bit of variation, so it wasn't quite as obvious that it was repeating on a loop. And the other thing was, back that up with a beat. They had just a whole bunch of video from just Madonna's life at the time. It was really working, and then it just sort of started to start over again. Like, they had like 2.5 minutes of video thrown together, and then once it gets to that point, they just start over again. I'm like, oh Jesus, that was lazy. That was actually working, and then they just, and that's like an official video from hers, just lazy as hell. So even, they do it, and they've done that a lot. And there's a few songs that easily could have had videos, because one of the most disappointing things to me about Madonna and her videography is that she wasn't the first artist to do a whole video album. Like, it wasn't Beyonce either. It was a lesser known artist was the first one to do like the whole album as a film with like video. Every song had its own video, and it was just start to finish like a film of the album. It was a smaller artist. I think Björk may have done it before Beyonce did Lemonade or whatever it was. But I always wish Madonna had done that, because there were times where I'd be watching, there'd be like 5 videos from an album, and I'm like, oh, why didn't she just do a video for all of them? Like, if just, even though you're not going to release them all as singles, they're going to get airplay or some sort of viewing or something, and especially now in this age, it was not so much before, but in sort of, I think the first time I thought this was probably around Bedtime Stories, or maybe Ray of Light. I'm like, I think Ray of Light, I was really thinking, why didn't she do a video for every song on the album? Even if, just for the sake of it, and just so every song has its own video. And artistically, why wouldn't you want to do that? If you love these songs enough to create them and put them on an album and release them, why wouldn't you want to create visuals for them? And some people do, but they're usually very simple. Kylie did a good job with her last album, where some of the the visualizers or whatever really felt like music videos and gave you something to look at while you're watching it that had some sort of connection emotionally or tonally or something to the actual subject and the actual video. And something I wish Madonna did more, because it's not that hard. Particularly, like I said, when you've got a lot of photo shoots and that are filmed, you can always reuse footage, stuff like that, which does give it a second life and all that. And I feel like I'm just going on, but I'm just interested in all this stuff, and I'm just curious what other fans think, and I just wanted to talk about it for a minute. Not necessarily, like I said, review Extreme Oxidant and be negative about that, but I just want to talk about it all. And feel free to let me know what you think. Share, comment, subscribe, maybe go to my channel, look, see what videos I've got there, because, YouTube's never going to, like, promote me. Maybe even ding the bell, maybe they might, I don't know, but I'm going to go.